Hi everyone, welcome to week 5. We're approaching the home stretch. This week we're going to be reading about and learning about equity. We're going to be learning, we're going to be digging a little bit more into the Connecticut ELDs or the state standards for your state. So this week I want you to please read about advancing equity from NAEYC. Also, a really interesting article about the science of early childhood development, and it's titled Closing the Gap Between What We Know and What We Do. You're also asked to take a look at the ELDs if you're in Connecticut or your own state's early learning standards, as well as any state-funded early childhood programs. In Connecticut, I've provided you with the link. If you're in a different state, you're going to have to do a little bit of a search. And then I'd also like you to look at the Child Care and Development Fund, CCDF. You're going to use the locator tool that's on that site to get more information about your state's participation in the CCDF program. I also have a video for you to watch about assessment in Reggio Emilia. So that is the first part of what we're going to do. The second part is our discussion, of course. That will be the hot topic presentations that are scheduled for this week. If you are scheduled for this week, make sure you post before midnight on Tuesday to give people a chance to watch all of the presentations and to comment. If you are commenting, be sure that you have 4 posts in total. One is considered your reply, should be between 500 and 800 words. You should be using references and citations. Remember, every reference you use, you should have at least one in-text citation to support your thinking. And then the other 3 posts, while there's not a word requirement, they should be substantive. They should show some critical thinking, and they shouldn't be super, super short. So this week for our assignment, it's something called a key assessment. Some of you may have experienced these in other classes. These are assessments that are designed by the department and that are scored into an electronic portfolio called Watermark. So this week, it's super, super, super important for you to carefully read the directions and read the rubric. I even suggest that you print out both and highlight them to keep all the moving parts straight, because it is sort of a complex assignment. So bottom line is you're going to pick a social justice standard. The link is provided for you in with the assignment. And then you're going to find children's literature to go with it. You're going to create a family activity. You're going to look for community resources. When you're thinking about whatever the activity is, you're going to be sure that you provide some accommodations for different kinds of learners. You're also going to do a little bit of research into that social justice topic and cite at least 3 articles or philosophies that will inform your work about the social justice topic that you've chosen. And then at the end, I would like you to design a reflection plan. So if you put this plan into place for social justice, how would you reflect on the experience, and then think about how would you find out what worked well with your students, how you could have done things differently, and how you will get feedback from families. So this is the really important part, is that it must be submitted to Canvas and Watermark. You can find Watermark in the My You Heart by just putting Watermark in the search. I just checked, and the assignments are in there for both sections. So please make sure, again, it has to be downloaded to both places. I do have written in with this announcement a person that you can contact for support if you're having difficulty with Watermark. Unfortunately, I really don't know how to do anything with Watermark other than to provide you feedback and a score on your assignments. So I am definitely not the person to help you with Watermark. Sorry about that. Anyhow, it's a really cool assignment. It just takes a little bit of making sure that you understand all of the details. So again, I would suggest that you, if you're a learner and learn the way I do, I would print it out, I would highlight everything I needed to do, and I would do the same with the rubric as I am doing the assignment. If you have questions about the assignment, feel free to reach out. And also, there will be no meetup this week because I do celebrate the Jewish New Year, which happens to fall on Monday night this year. So there will be no meetup, but it will resume next week. Okay, take care.